get onto here, go to my channel, so I can watch my video to make sure that the video is actually popping up. Like always, same thing every day. Alright, now since I'm onto here, get off of here. Alright, I fixed up my tractor and everything, got it going. So now I'm going to come back over, hop in. Back end is already down, I believe. Oh man. I'm trying to reset up everything. I'm trying to reorganize everything. Trying to get everything going right. Special. Happiness. One step at a time. Alright, turn it on. Just my wit, my wit. Just my wit, my wit. It's kind of like just move it, but just my wit. Pick up some slack up here. Oh, there it is. There it is. You see it? You see it? I see it. I see it. Just gotta pick up some slack. Hey, what's going on? I know it's been getting early for me, hasn't it? It's kind of cool, ain't it? Alright. I don't want to be sitting right on top of the wheel. I want the microphone sitting right. I mean, I move around so much. How was my day? Well, since you ask, let's start with your day. How was your day? And then we'll go on my day. Switch to the front. Then you can turn me on and burn me down. Oh no, I'm having a song day. Oh. Oh my god, and then this dude's running around with his truck. I don't know why, but he's got to do it like near midnight all the time. It was good. Well, that's good that it was good. So, since you asked how my day was, be prepared. Prepare yourself. So, at 3 a.m., we got called for a structure fire. 3:30, somewhere in there. Then, they tapped us out again. Of course, the same structure fire, okay? Trying to get, more people going. Hey, we need manpower. We need to power these trucks. Everybody, it's a structure fire. Let's go. Oop, itch. Okay, so after we get everybody going on structure fire, then they tap out for fire police. Yo, we need fire police to shut it down. No problem. You ask, you shall receive. So, fire police start showing up. As the fire police start showing up, alright, you gotta think. You know how we always talk about, oh, it's so hot here, it's so cold here. Yeah, it's like -3 when the fire police are showing up. It's freezing. And my wife is like, yo, I got a bolt, this is what I do. I said, cool, that's you. Go. I got our son. I'm good. I got this handled on this side. You get that handled on that side, because that's what you do. And she gets all dressed and she bails out the door, and this is like 5 o'clock. She bails out the door and it's still in the negatives. About 8 o'clock, give me about 3 hours sleep. She's calling me on the phone. Yo, I need you. Get out here now. And, well, me being me, yo, give me a second. I need to find a babysitter as soon as I got somebody to watch our son. Let's do this. So, I call up my mother. My mom don't answer. She's sleeping hardcore. I didn't find this out until later on. So, I call up our usual babysitter. She goes, yo, let me get dressed. Let me, like, breathe in, breathe out, let's go. So, in process of that, I mean, I'm, dragging getting out of bed because it's just too early for me. 8 o'clock is way too early for me. I'm not a fan of it, trust me. So I get out of bed around 8:30, and then I end up heading down to the scene. Alright? And the problem with the whole scene is we have the house is 2 blocks off the main road, roundabout, almost 3, off of the main road. And because of water supply, yeah, notice I said because of water supply, to shut down the main road in town. Yeah, kinda cool, ain't it? Like I said, we have problems. And then we get everything going, all that happy-go-lucky. It's like 11:30. We got other companies that came in for mutual aid. They're all leaving out. It's just us. We're trying to get everything cleaned up, get the roads all cleared up. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, we get back to the station. I'm helping out the guys. It's what I do, I'm not gonna, like, just because I got voted in for a fire police officer does not mean that I am not going to support my fellow firefighters, my brother's sister, fire department. So I stick around. I'm helping clean air tanks, air packs, air masks, whatever. And then, of all places, okay? What the hell? I don't even know what caused that to lift. That was weird. It, like, lifted up and missed everything there. So, I don't know, and then it's like, hey, I gotta go help. I'm helping them out, cleaning up, making sure everything's right, everything's kosher, back in the trucks. The basics. And then we get back home. And one of the foremen that I work with rolled past the scene. And he was nice enough, and he saw my wife freezing, to give her a jacket. I have a depression and a fighting over my body. Yeah, trust me, I understand the whole ADHD and all that. I have ADHD too. Depression I did have, but I mean that kind of went away with time. Trust me, you can kick it. But I'm helping everybody out. We decided to go see my foreman because I want to take a drive because the wife's battery died. Oh yeah. So you can only... I'm running on little sleep here and there. She's running on little sleep. Wyatt, our son, he's running on like no sleep. Well, actually, he's running on tons of sleep and just don't want to sleep. And then we got the 2 boys that came back. I have 2 stepsons, 50-50 custody with their, father. Oh. So, like I said, we had I don't want to say it was an awesome fire. I mean, I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to deal with it. And honestly, when somebody loses, it's never awesome. But we saved what we could. So that's how everything was going for me. Stopped over to my foreman's house to, he gave my wife his jacket because she was freezing. So we stopped over and I re-delivered his jacket to him because, one of those things. Cancel. Well, let's go into that for a minute. Honestly, let's go into that. That's what I studied in college, was psychology. I love psychology. It's really awesome. ADHD is attention deficit hyper disorder. Okay? Whatever. Trust me, I screw up names all the time. I think that's my weakness on that. But a lot of times with ADHD, it can actually be, when you can't sleep, whack a pot of coffee. Because what it does to somebody with ADHD, where they're always hyper and bouncing off of everything, it causes an awesome spike. And as it causes this huge spike, what it does in the long run is kind of like taking a computer and popping up 500 windows at once. You know what I'm saying? It causes a overloading of the brain. And when it causes this overloading in the brain, it causes the brain to say, I'm done, and shut off. So a person basically just goes to sleep. Depending on the severity and everything. Depression, on the other hand, is something completely different. Depression can be anything from the whole world is against me and it hates me to how can I put it? I'm trying to think of another way I can put it. You just don't feel like you're worth anything to the world. So, they can go together. One can actually influence the other. But I have bipolar and ADD. So I have learned a lot through my classes. I had an amazing professor. But I was going to University of Pittsburgh down in Titusville. And I love to learn psychology. Actually, it was one of the coolest things I've ever done was taking psychology class. It helped me a lot with me and with other individuals. Trying to put this microphone in the right place, but because I move so much, there is no real right place. Depression's really hard to deal with. It is. I know of people who's been through it and all that. Depression is trying to take over me. Well, here's a thought on ADHD. Like I said, it's been a long day. But here's the thought on the ADHD, okay? ADHD, I think, is influenced by what goes on around us. So, if you watch really fast cartoons that's jumping scenes to scenes to scenes to going to classes that's jumping from this to this to this, I actually believe that it contributes to having ADHD. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I do know how to read, and I like reading up on stuff like that. ADHD can be contributed by environmental factors. If you jump into it and really look into it, I mean, depression, I believe, is also another trigger of external factors too. I mean, I don't know how exactly how much is what, but I believe it's still along the lines of external factors a lot of the time. I mean, sometimes it is genetics and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, genetics can contribute to it a lot, but I believe a lot of it can also be external factors. Ooh. So, think about what triggers it to be more or less severe, and work off of things like that. Like if you're around certain people and it causes your like ADD to go right off the wall, or ADHD to go right through the roof, then think about what the people that you're around causes it to do that. What they're doing, what activities are going on around you, stuff like that. I believe triggers are a real big thing myself, because that's what I go out. I mean, that's me. That's what I look at for me, is triggers. What triggers my bipolar to go off? Well, lack of sleep triggers me to go off really quick. It's one of my bigger factors, you know what I'm saying? Being bipolar, that just means that I switch moods like a light switch. I can go happy, fun, hee hee ha ha, to just flipping out and yelling at people in a heartbeat. It's not hard to set me off. But what I do is I try to look at the factors behind it and how to... I'm going to say the wrong words, but how to just deal with it. I mean, honestly, it's not wrong to see a therapist for help on these things, I believe it can be very resourceful. Would that be a good word to use? Because of a third party input, I believe is one of the best things to go off of. So they tested you at 1 for ADHD. I mean, when did you get tested for ADHD, if you don't mind my asking? Because I don't believe that they can really test people under like the age of 5 or 6 for that. Might even be older. I'm not 100% sure anymore. Ooh, got another itch on my back. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, you have to go to specialists and take tests and stuff like that. So that's where I'm having the hard time understanding. I forgot the name of the test. But there's 2 different types of tests that they can do. One is like more for the adult section, and one is more for like adolescents and minors. So basically, one's for majors, one's for minors. Get it? Hee hee ha ha. But like I said, going through all this, the testing and everything, that is very, yeah, it's more difficult. My ex-wife took all my psychology. I traded her for the religion books, and she traded me for psychology. She's like, I'm gonna be a psychologist when I grow up. I said, you're 35. How much more growing up is there? She didn't like most of my jokes. I think that's what contributed to the divorce between the two of us. She didn't think I'm as funny as I really am. And the chick at the gas station thought I was hilarious. I know that because she was laughing. The ex-wife thought she had an interest in me because she flipped her hair while we were talking. It was a fight that night. Oh man, I'm in the 90s. 4, 95, 97, 98, 99. Stop. Awesome. Oh yeah. Yeah, I am. That's the sad part. People at work, they have been known to look at me and say, I don't know if you're telling me the truth or just joking with me. And it's really funny when I say both. Yeah, they don't know how to take me half the time. So they mostly prefer me to be quiet. Especially when I start shooting facts and everything. Yeah, they expect me to stay quiet. Like I said, I screw up names all the time. I screw up dates all the time. I screw up stuff like that all the time. But general concept, general idea, I got that down pretty good. I'm just not very good on names and dates. Probably because I don't care. That's why I failed my one class. Oh, what was it? Art and architectural, whatever. Because I don't care who did Rembrandt. I did not care who did the Sistine Chapel, which was Michelangelo. I don't care the year. I don't care what materials was used in it. I don't care about like all this other stuff. I mean, it's awesome. It's cool to look at. I would love to go see half of it, but I don't really care who did it. I mean, people do awesome things all the time. You know? People do amazing work all of the time. Why do I need to know their name? Why do I need to know all this about them? I mean, hey, George Washington was one of the best liars we've ever had as a president. And that boggles people's minds. How could George Washington be a liar? He was such a great man. Well, you also know that he used invisible ink for sending messages. You also know when he went to Boston, I believe it was, he's like, yo, I have you all surrounded. See all the guns and everything? You're surrounded. There's nothing you can do. So you might as well give up. He never told them that he didn't have enough ammo to supply them all. You see what I'm saying? I think things like that is awesome. I love to learn about things like that. That is amazing. Don't ask me what year he did it. Don't ask me what day he did it. Don't ask me who was around him when he did it. You see where I'm going? I don't care. I don't care about, ecstasy was actually approved by the government with psychology and everything to help marital problems. I don't care to know who invented it. I don't care to know who, banned it and everything. It's just kind of cool to know that, hey, ecstasy was actually legalized as an amazing drug that we used for, marital problems across the nation. And you see where I'm going with this? I think that's awesome to know that. And then to know, oh, by the way, it's kind of bad for you. And we had a kid in my psychology class that's like, oh, if they used it for marital problems, why don't they just keep using it for marital problems? There wouldn't be so many divorces. And my answer being, did you know your brain can only withstand so high of a temperature before it kind of starts killing your organs and your brain starts dying off? And when ecstasy puts your brain at about 104 degrees, it starts to kill you. Yeah. I think it's good reason not to use ecstasy. You know what I'm saying? It's things like that. I love to be the honest one. I love to be the fun one, the joking one. My problem being is sometimes it's a little bit too much for people. Some people need a, what is it called? Beating around the bush. Like when you look at somebody at the store or whatever and you say, your kid needs disciplined. You know? My kid starts acting up. We walk outside the door. We have a conversation about what's going on. Why are you acting like this? Is there a real reason behind it, or are you just doing it because we didn't hug you enough today? See where I'm going? Serious conversation. And seriously, it came out of my mouth. It is kind of funny when you ask, did I not hug you enough today? Do you need a hug? Do you want to walk outside and have a hug? And the look on their face, especially the older that they get. Oh man. The older that they get, the more anger that they get when you say that. And then you embarrass them in front of their friends. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did too. Trust me, I did too. But on the other end of getting those spankings, I mean, you gotta look at it like this. Does it help or does it hinder development? I've got into arguments. Where it's, oh yes, it hinders it because you're being mean to your child and you're hurting their feelings. Okay. But guess what? Betcha they learn from it. You see, I believe that there is a line there with spankings and everything, okay? Since my state is a corporal punishment state, which my state's not even a state. Pennsylvania is not a state. Call it a state. Go for it. I don't care. Pennsylvania is not a state. Pennsylvania is a commonwealth. Because it says Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So, back to the corporal punishment. I believe corporal punishment is fine to an extreme extent. Okay? But yeah, it helped me too. Shit. It didn't help me from being an idiot on this, though. I mean, corporal punishment helped me out, a lot. When I really deserved it, I really got it. Other than that, I heard the worst thing ever when I was younger. It's called a lecture. Oh my god, I hated it. But today, anything is considered corporal punishment. If you make them right, I will behave 150 times. Corporal punishment. My parents always hated that. I mean, when they come over and I'm making the boys right, I will behave and be good for, my family. My parents hate that because you're making them right too much. Well, Mom, I had to write this 500 times one day. In class. Yeah, I had to write that 500 times. Come on now. I'm making him write it 150. Well, that's because you were an idiot. That's why you had to write it so many times in class. Well, don't you think they're being an idiot? They know the difference between right and wrong. Grandparents, I believe, at times don't help either. But another way to make them suffer, I found out. Physical activities. Yes. Physical activities make kids suffer. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That 2-hour lecture of how you should behave in school, it kind of works. For the most part. Until you learn how to tune it out. Now, when I was in school, I wanted a Game Boy. So, my parents did me the best thing ever. They got me a Game Gear. And if you know what I'm talking about, they are not the same. I wanted to play Pokemon. On a Game Boy. Because it's something to do. So my parents got me a Game Gear and said, "Oh, you play baseball, so you'll like this because it's baseball." And I said, "No, not really." Parents ain't cool, They don't understand what you want. They don't understand you. And I believe that's why some of the kids actually come out the way that they are. Is because the world just don't understand them, they believe. What is wrong with these kids? Go to bed. Yeah, you. Go to bed. Yeah, you. Go to bed. Sleep, sleep. Yeah. The stepkids are here. So, this is what happens. Our office is right, across from their room. There's like a foyer type deal up here on the second floor, open area. And if I watch out the door, I can see everything them two do type deal. Well, not everything, but I can see into their room, so when they get up and everything, or they're bouncing around, with this new headset, I hear everything. And it sounds weird most of the time. Because it's like, I have a headset on, and if our son starts crying, I can hear him. With all my other headsets, it blocks him out because he's so far down the hall and everything. It completely blocks him out. So it's like, nothing's going on. And then the wife would come in. Do you hear your son? Oh, how old are they? Well, 12, 10, and almost 2. Don't worry, the wife is younger than me. First one was a cougar. Second one was more acceptable in society. Which I guess cougars are acceptable in society now. We have a weird society. Like, I mean, you go through the news and everything, and you go through today's news versus when I was a kid. It's two different things. Like, I used to listen to MTV because they played music. Now, music TV is like 16 and pregnant, which is whatever, but it's dumb. Oh, I don't want this baby. Oh, I do want this baby. I don't know how I'm going to handle it. Well, that's because you're an idiot. I don't know. Suck it up, buttercup. What do you want me to say? Takes two to tango. You didn't just magically poof, I'm pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that gets me in trouble too. I guess, well, this is kind of like how I am at work. Just a lot less swearing. I swear a lot at work. Maybe if I got a decent job type deal that I could not swear at, maybe it would be better. But kind of where I'm at now, I'm allowed, so it happens a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean like a lot. Ooh, brakes. Another moment of stupid. Reverse it. Oh, good enough. Whatever. Don't worry, that would never happen in real life. It would just not work that way. You crush the whole rear end. Just mow it. Yeah, spanking takes 30 seconds and a lecture takes like 2 hours. Yes, it does. But then, when you become a parent, you're like, you know what? I hated my parents for this crap, but now it makes sense. It really does. When you... I mean, with me, it was more of a snap, you know? Honestly. A little bit more background on me. So... I always acted highly, way overly immature. Okay? And I did whatever I wanted. Because I'm cool like that. And the world owes me everything, and I don't owe it anything because I got hurt in the military, blah, 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 whatever, okay? That was my outlook. I hated everything. And I didn't care. So one day, while I was in my rented trailer, yeah, and I was at my day job type deal where you work for 8 hours, they hand you a paycheck at the end and tell you to go home. Find your own way here, find your own way home. We don't care about you. If you come in tomorrow, you come in tomorrow. If you don't, then you're worthless. But if you work here, you're kind of worthless too, because we're all better than you. You know? And I worked with very low SES people. Most of them been prisons, whatever, been in and out of jail, did drugs, alcohol, whatever, you know. Just that type of peoples. Don't get me wrong, I mean, you can find good people that are alcoholics, but not, you know, good. You can find people that do drugs that are decent people, but not, you know, it's just that standard, you know what I'm saying? You can find all these people like this, but the down part is being able to get anywhere. Because it's a cutthroat society on a low level. You move up in life and everything becomes a cutthroat society on a higher level. But either or, I was at the point in my life where I hated my life. I couldn't stand my life. My girlfriend was doing, we'll call them favors, to get extra money. Hey, what's up? She's doing these favors. And she was hanging around people that I was not thrilled with. And one day I said, I hate this life. I need out of it. Luckily enough, my parents were there to back me up 100% on what was going on. They helped me get out of the situation, and then I had to build myself back up. I mean, I kind of like started to snap about it, and I just couldn't stand who I was. I hated me. And I said something had to change. Something had to change, like, now. So what happened was I left that world. I left the things that I was doing for the most part and changed who I became. I wanted to be somebody who was worth something. I didn't have to be worth a lot. I don't care to be worth a lot. I just want to be worth more than what was going on there. It was a very bad situation, very bad time for me, and that's how I dealt with it. I left that and said, I don't want that ever again. So when I bailed out of that life, I made sure to look out for it, look out for all the signs of it, and do the coolest thing ever and never go back to it. And at that point in life, it's like, I want to learn. I don't care what. I just want to learn things. I always want to learn things. I need to learn more of things and more of things. And I found things that came natural to me. And as soon as these things that came natural to me, I started doing, it just became this whole new reality. To me, it's natural to drive. It is. Natural driving. So, what do? I find a job that I drive. And it's not like, oh, I drive this little car. No. I run emergency equipment, whether it be for state or not, fire department, whatever. I run emergency equipment. I know how to handle it. Do I like Pennsylvania? Yes, I do. I think Pennsylvania is an awesome state. I mean, you really can't name anything that we don't have here. We have fishing, we have hunting, we have racing, we have city life, we have country life, we have like cabins out in the middle of nowhere woods. We have 4 seasons. We have everything. We have history. You know, we have. I love Pennsylvania. I really do. I think it is an amazing place to be. I mean, the people ain't always amazing. Don't get me wrong with that. But I believe that the state is an amazing place to be. For the simple fact of we have a little bit of everything. You don't have deserts. Touche. We do have the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. It might not be the coolest thing, but it's ours. We have a Liberty Bell. Benjamin Franklin lived here, you know. Pennsylvania had the Declaration of Independence signed down in Philadelphia area, I believe. We have the Gettysburg Address. We have mountains. We have flat areas. We have the Brig Niagara. We have Carnegie. I mean, we have a lot. But no, we don't have the desert. We are the Keystone State. Oh man. Was Poison who wrote a song about Pennsylvania or something? It's almost like it's the smaller version of Texas. Kind of. Kind of. Texas is a lot bigger than Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is about 400 miles across at its widest area, and Texas is like 800. We were the first ones to have Texas tea. And that was something really cool about going to school down in Titusville, Pitt, Titusville. Um, because right down the road from them is Drake Well. Which, I mean, that is just something awesome to learn about. We have abandoned cities. Oh, we also have the horseshoe curve. If you like trains, you know what I'm talking about. What else do we have? I mean, we have a lot of stuff. I mean, there's so much history in Pennsylvania. It's like not funny. I mean, we have a lot. We have Hershey. I'm not a fan. I mean, there's some Hershey that I like. Don't get me wrong. But we have Hershey. We have Palacos. We have the Pennsylvania Turnpike that's not owned by Pennsylvania. And it's one of the most expensive turnpikes in the entire world, if not the most expensive. Yeah. You see, I mean, we have a lot. And the history here is like, wow, there's so much of it. Like, it's founded by William Penn for the Quakers so they could have religious freedom. And, how much does it cost? For the Pennsylvania Turnpike? You know, honestly, I don't know. I refuse to get on it. I will find any way around it that I can because it's that expensive. If I have to like travel 2 hours out of my route to go around it, I will travel that 2 hours because it's probably cheaper. I mean, the PA Turnpike is just... I don't understand why somebody needs to charge that much money to run it. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. Come on, tractor. Don't die on me now. Don't do it. I think I'm gonna have a lot of money coming in with all this. As soon as I turn it all to like silage. Ooh. Here we go. Oh man, like I said though, we have a lot of stuff in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a pretty cool place. I mean, we got like the Allegheny Forest and everything. Google says it's $4.50 per mile. You know, I don't fully disagree. I really don't fully disagree with that. I believe, like I said, it is one of the most expensive in the world. For the price that you can, for the price of it going across the US, or not the US, but the state, in a semi, okay? I could probably rent one of the best rooms at a Hilton for the night. Yeah, that's how nice it is. Probably one of the best rooms there for the night. And I mean, it don't even take that long to get across Pennsylvania. I mean, it takes about a day driving, but you do about 70, it's alright. But they also time you, I believe. So if you get across Pennsylvania too quickly, drink time. If you get across the state too quickly, I think they just send you a fine in the mail. So that's kind of annoying. Oh man, so take a couple more big sweeps of all this. Hey everybody, if you haven't subscribed to me, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, please help me out. Texas toll roads are 5 cents per mile. Well, yeah, difference, okay? Now hear me out on this. Road maintenance costs in Texas are a lot less than Pennsylvania. Now I'm being serious on that. Because of the freezing and everything that we have here, the severe temperature changes like constantly and all that, it damages the roads bad. Perfect example is, like I said earlier this morning, it's -3. I think it's tomorrow or the next day is supposed to be 40. By midweek it's supposed to be 40. So we're changing almost 50 degrees type deal. Almost 50 degrees in 3 days. Now if it would either stay cold, stay warm, stay whatever, one way or another, if it would just stay, I believe the roads would do a lot better. But because of our changing weather all the time, yes, it's one of the things in Pennsylvania. If you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes. It should change. Especially up in the Northwest. And, oh, another really cool thing. This is awesome. You're gonna love this. You can try this out. Alright. Take your left hand, put it up, have your thumb knuckle sticking up with your thumb like tucked in. Alright. And that's the shape of Pennsylvania. Ain't that awesome? Right where your thumb comes up off your hand. That's like Erie County, and you got Lake Erie coming off of that, and New York up there, and Ohio on the other side. Where your wrist is Ohio, and where your thumb is and your hand comes across is New York. I mean, ain't that kind of cool? Then it's like where your pinky is to your ring finger area. How it kind of makes a circle there. Yeah, that's the Delaware Circle. I try to explain this to people and they don't get it until I actually show them. When I start showing them that this is Pennsylvania, your hand makes Pennsylvania. You should see the looks that I get. Yes, if you hold your hand just like this, it is the shape of Pennsylvania. Yeah, most people's never thought about that. I thought it was awesome. Well, Florida is like a gun pointed to South America. That's kind of what it looks like. Ooh, here we go. Did I get it all? Yes, I did. Awesome. Good enough for government work. These are things that I learn. And I honestly think that it's awesome. Ooh, now I gotta come back through here. Oh, that's a bad screw up. Can I just like nudge that backwards and it roll? Just harder nudge and it roll. Maybe a little harder of a nudge. Oh, that's a good nudge right there. Is a good nudge. Yeah, nudged it right out of my way without driving up on it. So, did FS22 guy go away? I mean, he was here a minute ago. I need a bigger mower system on here. I really do. I think it's going to take me quite a while to actually get this. And doing these circles. What do you do if people you actually get on Pennsylvania Turnpike? Well, I mean, do you do if you actually get on the Pennsylvania? Me, personally, I avoid it. I mean, there's tons and tons of signs up, so, I mean, you can't, like, not really avoid it, but, I mean, you can just run down to the next exit and get off. Any more up here, you don't need an easy pass. I mean, it's nice to have one, but you don't need an easy pass. Because nowadays they just snap pictures of your license plate and send you a bill in the mail and tell you to pay it within so many days. I mean, it's not that hard. I just prefer not to do it. Like, I don't... Can you send like $35? Can I send $35? To what? I'm broke. If you've seen my financials, you would probably want to send me $35. Because when I say I'm broke, I mean it. Guys at work are like, oh man, you got all the money because you got the big house and everything. And then I say, no. See, I wasn't paying attention again. Can I just nudge it? Nudge it? Why do what? Why am I broke? See, just nudged it. Ain't that awesome? I mean, the guys at work harassed me about having all the money and everything. But it's like, hey, have you seen my house? Well, yeah, that's why you have all the money, because you have the big house. Yeah, well, that big house comes with big bills. Especially when it gets really cold out. The bills kind of grow quickly. Wonder how many bales I've got. Huh. I need a lot. I need a lot of bales. So if I come around here and do the twist and shout. Why do you... That's what I'm wondering. Why do they want 30 bucks? Can I send them 35 bucks? No, I can't send anybody 35 bucks. I can't even send me 50 cents. I mean, I'll take 35 bucks if people are sending it. I've been working on my YouTube page and everything. So I think that the donation pop-up thing is on there now, you know, to send me tips. It's for Streamlabs, so I can collect some money, hopefully. I mean, that would be nice. I would love to make $100. The ATM can. Dude, last time I went to the ATM to get money, it actually sounded like it started laughing at me. Not like a laugh like, ha 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 ha, you're funny. More like a laugh like, ha ha ha, I pity you. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand when people say that about, yeah, I don't make money really good. I have lots of bills that it goes on all the time. Oh, stop. Alright, now to get going again. And make another bale. Oh, this is going to be a lot of work to turn this into a couple fields, you know what I'm saying? This is going to be tons of work to turn it into fields. Oh, here we go. You know, I can't wait for the next season of Cobra Kai. I've really been getting into that. I remember watching, like, The Karate Kid. I think there's 4 of them that I watched. Or that they have out, whatever. Because you have, like, Will Smith's son in the latest one. Then the one before that was the chick. And before that had, like, Danny LaRusso. Oh. Please don't sound off the alarms and wake up my son. I gotta check this real quick. Incidents, time and date, difficulty speaking between breaths, difficulty breathing, new 2-year-old male, problem breathings. So, want to talk about things that scare people? That's scary. Especially when you have a 2-year-old son. There is nothing I can help that kid with right now. Leave it to the professionals. or the volunteer professionals, the people who know what they're doing. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I can tell that it's starting to have warmer nights now. The upstairs of the house is going into the 70s and 80s. Yes, our house does not have zoning. That's one reason that it's so expensive to keep warm. I'm wondering if I can do zoning for 3 rooms. Well, the upstairs, the computer room, and like one other room. So it's like I am sweating to death right now. Ooh. Yeah, I'll probably go until it's like midnight here. For a simple fact of, well, I gotta get up in the morning because I am taking someone to like the city. Yeah, that's how I could say it. It's a good way of saying it. I'm not lying. I am telling the truth. I'm taking them to the city area because they can't drive there due to injuries. See how well that comes out? It's about 45 minutes from their house. So I'm picking them up an hour and a half early. And then I'm going to see if I can get a cup of coffee, because I might have a free one on my card. Oh! I know something that I don't think that you have in Texas. That we have. Yeah. Timmy Ho-Hos. Yeah. But one thing that you do have in Texas that I do like is a Whataburger. Looks like you're going to get a lot of bales. Yeah, well, what I'm doing is I'm taking all the silage and everything. My objective is to take all these, turn them into silage bales, sell them all out, so I can possibly get me a new tractor. Something that's a little bit more than like 135 horse area. Because then, I mean, I could run a lot larger equipment, do everything a lot bigger. But yeah, I also figured I would just like cut all this area down right now. And as I cut it all down, that will give me the room to get the tractor and everything. Then I just turn it into an actual field with the plow and all that. And as soon as I can turn it into a field with the plow, I'm trying not to overshoot this one. But when I can turn it into a field with the plow, I'll just put like grass or something in it, so I can just hire help to go back and forth and make it look pretty. But I'm willing to take the time to do this now, because I was also talking to the wife about getting a tractor in real life. I want to have a little vegetable farm type deal, so I can earn extra money by selling, like, you know, corn and, well, actually no, not corn. I don't want to do corn at all. But peppers, tomatoes, maybe some onions, stuff like that. And I have this huge thing for like aquaponics and learning it. I think aquaponics is awesome. I also think that your biomethane generators are awesome. So I might be making one of those this summer. Sounds kind of goofy though, don't it? Who would make a biomethane generator and what for? Well, because one, I want to see if I can make the generator where I can get a pump that will actually pressurize a tank with methane. So I'd have a pressurized methane tank, so I could like use it as a propane tank. Which I'm kind of surprised that they don't have on here. I don't like snow sometimes. Oh, only sometimes? Most people I know hate it all the time. I don't know, maybe because we get feet dumped on us. Or it does what it's supposed to be doing this week, which is rain turning to snow. Rain turning to snow is a very dangerous combination. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Did I go far? No, a little more. Oh. Wow, why is that? These numbers ain't adding up. Only sometimes. Yeah. Oh man. Ah. Oh, here we go. Coming up the hill. Kinda getting annoyed with looking at all the bales. I think I should just go collect them. Just to like move them out of the way. Ooh, don't want to turn too much. Alright. As soon as I get this bale done, I think I'm just gonna run around collecting them. Yeah, there's gonna be 2 fields here, I'm guessing. One is gonna be for trees, the other one's just gonna be for like all types of crops, just depending on whatever I throw into the market that day. I mean, because if I'm making this many bales, you figure this many bales would actually last a full gaming year for like most animals. Oh, that one, turn that off. I'm gonna take this equipment and set it over here. And back up a little bit and take this one. Oh. Wheel slippage. There we go. Now to go fetch the baler. Good to hear. Probably because I'm a Texan. Oh man, you're really onto that Texas thing, ain't you? It's cool. Y'all have like the most pride. Over any state, Texas I think has the most pride. Some of them don't know what they're proud of, but they know that they're proud of it. Ooh. That actually sounds good. I'm gonna finish the night collecting bales. Like I said, I do gotta go to bed early. Reasonable time, whatever. I know, it's not cool of me, but I'm gonna tell you this, I gotta get up in the morning. Oh. And getting up in the morning is not my friend. Oh man, here we go. Well then, that bale will just not do. Because it's not big enough. Don't you hate it when your bales just ain't big enough? I do. I like having a decent sized bale. I mean, people seem happier when I have my decent sized bale. They're always like smiling at me, showing their support for me and my decent sized bale. Now, where's my next decent bale? Oh, it's here. This is gonna be a lot of bales, though. Oh. $11, $12. $12 will be probably about 50. So 24 decent sized bales. It's not too bad to have that much. Probably gonna hit those numbers with ease, though. So, I've always dreamed of making Farm Simulator and Euro Truck and all those, like, together. Wouldn't that be awesome? Maybe add in some, like, city skylines or something to go with it. It's 11 o'clock p.m. Texas and 10 o'clock El Paso time. Yeah, I know. Trust me. I've been to El Paso. It's not too bad. I mean, I can think of worse places to go. Oh, I can't have that bale. That's not a big bale. Well, big enough bale. I mean, it's kind of cool to, like, the people are interesting down through there. The only difficulty I have with the whole thing is I only speak English. And I have this, like, pet peeve. If I'm speaking English to you, you speak English to me. You know? I believe it's kind of rude to be speaking, like, Spanish and everything else to me when I speak English. I mean, it's just kind of how I am. It's not that I don't feel comfortable about it. It's more along the lines of I think it's rude, and then I believe that people start talking behind my back. And this goes with the, like, bipolar ordeal, whatever. I start thinking that people are talking bad about me behind my back, and my anxiety starts kicking in, like, saying, are they out to get me? Is everybody gonna, like, try killing me or something here in 5 minutes? I gotta get out of here. And that's how I feel when people start speaking other languages around me that I don't understand. I get really nervous like that around people. Paranoid. Whatever you... Not my style. But anyhow, I think it's about that time that I get off of here. So, as I say every night, good day, good night, good evening, good whatever it is when you are watching this video. Have fun, be safe, and I will talk to you all later. Good night, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe on my video.